you do it by leading with the value and the benefits of what's in it for them, all those objections go away.
So, has it ever happened to you? You had a prospect that you spent hours on talking to, and they were about to say yes, but they actually said no because they said, well, I don't have enough time. I don't really know if it's gonna work for me, and honestly, I can't really afford it. There's actually a way how to overcome this objection, and that's what we're gonna teach you in this episode. And actually, let us know in the comments, what are some of the weirdest objections you heard from your prospects? And maybe they weren't so weird, but we just wanna know what happened to you when you were prospecting and trying to recruit maybe everyone into your business. So what is going on in the industry, and what's some of the most common objections that we hear from prospects and our students?
The first one that comes to my mind is time. Like, I don't have enough time to do this, because when you're a mom, like talking to your other mom friends, they're like, well, I've got 10 kids of my own.
I can't even pee by myself.
I can't even pee by myself. How am I supposed to grow a business?
Or learn, something new, right? Yeah.
Can't even get 5 minutes of sleep. How my brain's supposed to work.
And then the next one that comes to my mind, which we all know, money.
Yeah.
I can't afford it.
Money, yeah.
Yep, like I can't even afford to put Billy in dance. Even when you're like trying to paint the vision of, this business can pay you this much over, time, they're still like, well, as of right now, I don't even have $50.
Yeah, the other one is I've got to talk to my spouse.
Oh, yes.
Total cop out. But
Yes.
anyway.
So the one that kind of like bugged me the most was, I can't do what you do.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Or who would I sell to? I don't know enough people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like selling.
I'm not a salesman, right? That's another one. Like, I don't know how to sell. How am I supposed to push this product on all my friends and family that I know?
Yeah, and we all want to find out how we can overcome these objections, especially my favorite part, before they even arise, right? So there's a special process that you have to master, I would say, where you position yourself a certain way. And I'm going to tell you that if you follow influence marketing principle, instead of trying to reach everyone and anyone and their grandma, right, who literally not ready for this industry, they don't want it that bad, right?
Yeah.
So if you approach it with that mentality, yes, you will face a lot of objections. Honestly, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
I don't want to be convincing people.
Right.
I don't want to be that person who twist someone's arm and like, no, it's gonna be, actually did that. I'm gonna give, I was like,
She literally twisted the arm.
I was telling them, I'm gonna give you $50 Amazon gift card if you buy.
You weren't twisting arms. You were straight bribing.
Yeah. So I was trying to make it a no-brainer, like kind of like incentivize people for buying right now, but it's actually, I didn't like that approach. So what I'm trying to say that if you approach it from the point of view that everyone is your prospect, you will feel like you're trying to convince people. You'll feel like you're constantly chasing the wrong people who actually don't want to be in the business, who don't want your product. So when we switched the approach and started learning how influence marketing is working, how to attract the right people to you, the objections kind of vanished.
Yes.
Like I remember people were getting on a Zoom call. They were ready to join. Like I didn't have
And they
to
didn't
go
care. They didn't care about the money or the time or anything else. They were
Or
just
even
ready.
what company we were with.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that, a lot of that is because what we teach with influence marketing is all about leading with value and benefits, right? Before I found influence marketing, we were taught to get on do the opportunity presentation. That whole presentation is like, oh, look at our amazing leaders and CEOs and this and that. And then look at the scientists and the patent, right? Like all the features. And it's like a sales process, right? So people weren't seeing the value, right? Where
They
then
want to know what's in it for them.
right, exactly. Not be sold.
Yeah,
Like, it was very like car salesman-y.
Right.
Like, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to talk at you, and I'm going to go through these slides, and this presentation is so amazing, so amazing. Like, what? You don't want to buy what? Oh my gosh. Like, this is the best thing ever. Okay, know, because I would get on at the end, and I'd be like, I just don't know why, like they wouldn't want to join. Like, what is it, right? Well, they didn't see the value in it, right? Because
For them,
right?
Yeah.
But when you switched it up and you show up and all you do is deliver value and people know you and start to trust you, and then you recommend, right? Or you promote, however it is you want to frame that. But you do it by leading with the value and the benefits of what's in it for them. All those objections go away, and you have the people that are like, I don't even care where you're going. I'm just going with you, you know?
And one really cool way that you can do this, and you can kind of start to shortcut the process of building that know, like, and trust and all. Well, people are looking for human to human connection.
Yeah.
We know that, right? They join people. Yeah. And so people's stories can actually be used as objection preventions. And we learned this from just in this mastermind that we were at, not too long ago, where, the thought process, like when you think about what are the common objections that you usually get, what stories can you pull of people that that had those exact same objections, or were in similar situations, that you can kind of plug in here and there on your social media or in your presentations or whatever that may be, so that they might be thinking in the back of their mind, well, this is so expensive, but then they see this story of Anne come across. Anne was in a worse situation than they were, and Anne figured out the money because she saw the value in it. So it's almost like subconsciously they're like, oh, if Anne could figure this out, I can figure this out. Right. And it's with every
like
objection. You're reframing all of their objections.
Yeah, and so that there are no objections at the end.
I think the other thing that really helps with objections is fishing in the right pond.
Yes.
Because here's ideal, right? Like,
so step number 1, if you don't want to be facing objections and rejection every single day, grow the right audience.
Yes.
Stop chasing everyone and their grandma.
Yeah, actually, the more narrow, and specific you get, and that was something for me too that was hard for me to wrap my mind around, because I'm like, but what about all these people over here?
they all have skin too.
Yeah. Or what about all these people
Everyone
over
needs my
here?
products.
Right? And then I'm like, but if you tell me just to focus on this person, I feel like I'm missing all that. Okay, but if you're talking to everybody, you're actually talking to nobody. And the more specific you are with, sharing that specific story, right? You have more people attaching themselves and literally just coming out of the woodworks oh my gosh, this product or this opportunity is for me. I need it and I want it, right? And then that's when you have the people that actually come to you.
Because they hear that story and they think, how does she understand what's happening in my head? How does she know me so well? So it's understanding who that person is, and you need to get really specific on your, who is that person? Who is your perfect prospect? Who is the person who you want to work with? Okay. What are their hopes and dreams? What are they struggling with right now? How are they feeling? How will they feel? And when you can create content around that and speak to those, not only speaking to those people, but actually understanding where those people are hanging out, and start growing that audience of those people. So it probably could be in Facebook groups, and start growing that audience. And when you start growing that audience of those people, okay, who are already searching for what you have, then when your content speaks to their pains and struggles, when it speaks to the emotions that they're going through and speaks to their hopes and dreams, okay,
You're also going to repel all the naysayers.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was just
That's
going to
the
say.
best
I
part.
was like, you're also disqualifying tire kickers and all those people, that might come in, the people that you don't want to work with, because, newsflash, you don't really want to work with everybody.
No.
Okay.
And that's a huge aha for a lot of people. It's almost like you're trying to sell steak to all these vegetarians.
Yeah.
They don't want that.
They don't want the meat.
It's not, they're not ready. Where's the meat? They don't want it, right? They have no desire. And I think one of the main things for me when I was building my business, before I learned how to build online with influence marketing, I was trying to convince everyone that network marketing was the answer.
Yeah.
Right? Well, if Uncle Bob that drinks beer on Saturday doesn't really care about building a business or doing anything different with his life,
You're wasting your
you're wasting your time.
Right.
Right? it's so much easier to go build the right audience and talk to the right people. So, and that's where all the objections kind of float away anyway, because if they're already network marketers, they already know network marketing
have to
is
convince
cool,
them.
right? You don't have to convince them. You don't have to, drag them once you get in, or convince them to get in with you, and then you're dragging them the whole time, or whatever. So they'll find a way.
So step number 1, stop chasing everyone. Step number 2, grow the right audience. What's step number 3?
Engage with those people, like build relationships.
Yes.
Right. And that's kind of what Fran was talking about with, serving them in their, like, their content. Like, what are they looking for? How might you help them? How might you serve them? Right. And engage with those people and build real relationships. Like Carrie said, with the human to human, thing. Like, and we have some secrets because we use some automation and stuff to do that.
But also, when you do put that content out and people hold their hand up, don't just say, right, here's the link to go buy my product. Find out more about them.
Yes.
Like you care. Like you
really
actually
care about them.
Yeah.
Like, somebody, if you had to bump into a friend of yours in the street and they said, oh my goodness, I got such a headache. And I said, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you're feeling this way. Have you tried this or have you tried that? Okay. Mm-hmm. Find out about them. Find out about, what they're struggling with, maybe what they've tried in the past, and then know that I might be able to help you with this. Okay.
Right.
But find out more about them first before you go and recommend your products.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And when you do this, you will grow your loyal following, your raving fans of people, and they will follow you wherever you go, buy from whatever it is that you are offering, right? And you don't have to deal with objection. And it's funny because a lot of our stuff, or our ads, or stuff in our marketing, that we haven't prospected a single person in how many years, and people are like, what?
How's that even possible?
Okay? Yeah. We just dropped how we did that. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and it is like liberating.
Yeah.
Okay, is the word I want to say, because like we all talked about earlier, who really wants to chase and convince people?
No
like
one.
Day after day after day. It's like
And
no
push.
wonder.
It's like push and push and push and like follow up until they tell you no. No's not really no. It means not right now. No, actually, it means no.
It means no.
Right? Like,
And
it
how many
means
times do you really want to hear no before
Yeah.
you get a yes? Like, that's so disheartening, And it's like, let me just burst your like excited bubble that you're going to build this thing, because like no after no after no. I mean, like, there's only so many
much
times.
rejection.
Go
Yeah,
for
that you
no.
can take.
Like,
So you might be disappointed right now, because in the beginning of the video, I promised to help you to handle the objections better than you're doing it right now. But we actually sharing with you how to build your business without objections at all.
yeah.
Because I'm going to be completely honest with you. If you still find in yourself that you try to convince people that you still having those objections, you're doing it wrong. Like, there is a way to build this business where you only attracting the right people, and it's so refreshing because there's no need to handle the objections.
And one thing that I want to add on that is that if you're having to convince somebody to join you, you're going to be convincing them to stay with you until they quit, right? And so find the people that want it and aren't making excuses or objections. Have them come to you. It's so much easier.
Not only easier, but it's a lot more fun.
A lot more fun.
And enjoyable.
Like, how can I join you? How can I enroll with you? As opposed to, you really want to join my team. Like, this is what you need. This is what you need in your life. If you haven't,
We actually teaching a very cool closing process to our students, where we used to close 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10.
There was a while there you were 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. It's because, the steps that we had to accomplish first, grow the right audience, build relationships, right? You have to put some processes in place first before you can actually be that person who attracts the right people and doesn't have to handle objections. So one more thing I can add, that if you did the right steps and you still had people telling you, well, I need to think about you, right? It sounds good, but I still need to think about you. It means that, well, you didn't sell the belief that they can do it too. How do you say it in proper English?
Well, that's right. That's what you said. Right.
You said it.
You didn't instill the belief that they can do it.
Yeah, because they really only have 2 questions.
So is
this real, and can I do it?
Can I
That's
do
really
it? And
all
if they
there.
still have that question, can I do it, right? Means they don't believe that they can do it too. So, and that's what you actually need to focus on, whether it's your closing conversation or whatever, creating content or engaging people in groups or anywhere on social media, is how can I inspire someone to believe? You're literally selling your belief. Believe into you, right? And that's what we talk a lot about. When you're relatable, when you show up real and authentic, you're gonna start attracting people to just how you are right now, right? Even though you don't have any team yet, you don't have huge results, but people still want to work with you. Just like, it was like mind blowing to me.
And in that beginning, when you don't have a team, you haven't had results yet, lean on the other people's stories that are having success, because here's the thing, they don't care if you can do it, right? They care if they can do it. So show them the success of what other people are doing that are like them. And when they see that, that helps flip that belief in their own minds.
Absolutely. And I remember when I just started doing it, my videos were horrible, like hot mess, right? And because English is my also second language, I used to have huge accent and I would forget the words, and sometimes even like I told you now, like, tell me how to articulate it. I would just
She can talk it in Russian.
Right.
I know what I'm trying to say in my brain, right? But I just can't articulate it fast enough. So, and by being that real, I actually attracted huge following of people who were like immigrants or whose English was a second language, because that's who I was. And it wasn't even my intention. They were not my perfect prospects, right? But I was attracting a lot of non-English speaking people because they saw themselves in me and thought and believed that if this girl could do it, I can do it too. So literally you sell people on that believe that they can do it too.
And not did you just attract them, but I mean, we take a look at Marina. She's followed you everywhere since she found you, right? And she's now our executive assistant. We're like, Mom, we need something.
Who's also Russian.
Who's also
and then moved to where you live. Moved to the same town as you.
Yeah, so it really is. It's not just attracting the
life-changing
people.
for someone.
Right.
It's not just attracting, it's building a real solid relationship with that person that follows you everywhere from then on.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to learn more on how you can attract the right people to you, so you'll never have to handle another objection in your life, there will be a link in the description below this video. Click it and you will get access to our absolutely free social influencer formula. And we're gonna see you on the next episode.
Yeah.
I'm not a salesman.
I'm not a
I
salesman.
almost had to sneeze. Sorry.
And actually enroll some of the people that actually, too much action. There's actually a way, and we're gonna teach you how.